Welcome, everyone. It's Friday, so it must be Real Estate Friday with Daylon Rabito. Daylon?
Hey, Steve. Thank you so much for the intro. Guys, everybody, welcome to Real Estate Friday once again. And today's going to continuation, I was just saying earlier, of our for sale by owner listing guide. And actually it's part 3, which is qualifying the leads, qualifying the seller, qualifying those people that are already found for sale by owners. And now what do you do with them? So hopefully by now you have implemented, applied those strategies that we mentioned last week in our previous training, and you found some leads already. Remember last week we talked about finding your area A and your area B, and what are you looking for, things that you needed to do, and to be able to find this for sale by owner leads. So hopefully you have some by now. If not, we really hope that you put this into action, because actually today I was having a meeting with one of the agents. She's implementing some of the strategies and she has some questions and some guidance. So we actually put a plan of action in place and she's taking advantage of it. So there are many opportunities out there. It's just a matter of applying some of the strategies into your own business and you see how well you'll do. But now, once you have those leads, right, you implemented the strategies. Now you started finding leads. You went to Zillow. You got some for sale by owner addresses and phone numbers. The question is, what do you do now? Right now, you need to make sure that you're doing your homework right before you start contacting all these leads. We cannot stress this enough. You have to do your homework. You have to do your due diligence before you reach out to these leads. So the first thing is that you have to do is you have to check those leads or those property addresses against the MLS. You want to make sure that they're not listed. Okay, so don't forget to make sure that any FSBO lead that you discover are actually still up for grabs and they're not listed with any other agent. So you want to make sure there's no competition, but you want to make sure that because ethics and whatnot, you're not dealing with another agent that just listed this property. The other thing is you got to do your own research right before you approach a for sale by owner leads. And this research means that you have to find out some things first. And we're going to go over some of them. For example, one of them is, are they pricing the home to sell? I've had experiences where they'll go for sale by owner, but they have no idea how much the house is selling for. It happens with regular sellers. So it should happen, or it will happen definitely with for sale by owners leads, because they don't know any better, right? They don't know how much the house is worth. They're not they're going based on the emotion that they have on the property, but more than that, they're also considering that the house next door is selling for more, but did it actually close for that price? So again, are they pricing the home to sell? The price of the home compared to other similar homes in the area and the health of the market should tell you whether the FSBO seller it's eager for the sale or happy to sit pretty and just wait for the crazy offer to come in. So again, are they pricing the home to sell? Number 2 is, how motivated are they? Or how motivated do they seem? Now you might be able to find out before you ever contact the seller if they're motivated or not by doing some thinking outside the box research. Now, to be able to find this out, one thing you could do is you can go to social media. So check social media, check the listing of the property, like wherever site they used it to list the property, check that listing out and see if they have any urgency language in there, such as must sell right away, price, home ready to go. Like figure out what are those keywords that they use to make sure to tell you if they're motivated to sell right away or not. So how motivated are they? The other one, number 3, is make sure they aren't an agent. And to make sure they're not an agent, you have to read the listing carefully to ensure that the seller isn't a broker or an agent. So again, very important, make sure they're not an agent. And we can't stress this enough. Read the listing carefully. Just like you were looking to see if they're rightfully motivated, make sure that they're wording what they're putting in there that won't say that there are a seller, an agent or a broker actually selling the house. Now, when it comes to for sale by owners, you have 3 phases that you have to deal with, and you got to know them. You got to learn them. That's the nature of a for sale by owner. So before you approach a FSBO, it's very important that you educate yourself, you train yourself a little bit more on the nature of the sellers. First of all, understand that the typical for sale by owner seller, they go through this type of phases. Everybody goes through different phases. But when it comes to for sale by owners, we're able to identify at least 3 type of phases during this process. The phases are phase 1, that the seller might say, oh, we're not dealing with real estate agents. We don't want to pay a commission. That's phase 1. They don't want to know anything about real estate agents. Phase 2, we'll listen to you and we'll likely pay for the buyer. Meaning if you bring in a buyer, we'll pay for that commission. That is phase 2. And phase 3 is we're ready to list. And that's the one that we like the most, right? But again, you have to learn these 3 phases, and you have to learn that this is the nature of the for sale by owner and how to go around it. But to be able to know how to go around it, you have to then understand these 3 phases. So these 3 phases are essential to know how you should engage with a for sale by owner seller. For example, a seller is only on phase 1. If it's only on phase 1, what does that tell you? That means that you cannot be too aggressive on your approach, right? Otherwise, what's going to happen? You kill the deal right there and then. And that's not the purpose with for sale by owner. A side note here is that when you're going after for sale by owners, one thing you have to keep in mind that you're going after that relationship more than the sale of the property. I'll say that again. You're going after the relationship more than you're going for the sale of the property. That, my friend, will make the difference of the type of agent that you will be. So going back to the phases, let's break it down a little bit more. So phase number 1, we're not dealing with agents. We don't want to deal with realtors. We don't want to pay commission. That's phase number 1. So what do you do as an agent? We're starting working out with for sale by owners. What do you do in that case? Well, my recommendation is follow up. We always talk about follow up. The number 1 key of success in sales is the follow up. So follow up always with them with valuable information. The agent I was meeting with today, and you probably heard this before, we do have a for sale by owner first aid kit. That's a great way to break the ice. But what do you do once you give it to them? You got to follow up. So follow up with valuable information and respect that their stance and that they don't want to deal with real estate agents. So if they don't, all we got to do is just respect that, acknowledge that they don't want to work with realtors right now, and figure it out. What can you do to be able to provide more value to them and have them see you as the knowledgeable agent, okay, the helpful agent, the one that they can go to for any guidance. But to be able to earn that, you have to provide some valuable information. So the objective with understanding this phase is that the agent who stays in contact with the seller helps out when needed and stay informed of the situation. For sale by owner sellers at this phase, they're not willing to work with agent, but you have to earn that trust. That's why we said at the beginning, when you're going after FSBOs, you want going after a relationship. You want to earn their trust by building that relationship with them. Become a friend rather than a realtor. So phase number 2, we will. So phase number 2, we will listen to you, but if you bring in a buyer, we'll pay for that commission. Remember that. Phase number 2, that's their stance. We'll listen to you, but if you bring in a buyer, we'll pay for that commission. So if that's the case, if you're already on phase number 2, you already build a rapport with them, you have a relationship with them, you show them that you have a lot of valuable information to give them. So what do you do if that's the phase that you're in right now? So all you have to do is just use consultative process approach. From that point forward, have them see you as a consultant, right? As an expert in that process. So preview the home, complement the house, point out benefits that would help the home sell faster, build rapport, take as many notes as you can, and always reference back to those notes. Get permission to follow up and give a reason, and always offer value and leverage reciprocity. Again, and the objective with this phase 2 of the for sale by owner seller is that they still don't want to list the property with a realtor, but they want to sell their home, right? There's a need. So they're likely and willing now to pay for a buyer agent. So if that means that if you bring the buyer, you'll get paid a commission. So you play your cards right, or if you play your cards right away and build a relationship, they are more willing to consider your advice. And for them to build that and to build that trust and listen to your advice, what is it that you have to do? Again, show valuable information and follow up. Phase number 3, when they tell you, oh, we're ready to list. All right. That's the one that we want to hear. That's the one that we want to move forward. So the minute that we hear we're ready to list, what do you have to do? Close the sale. Right? Get their feedback. Ask the seller whether they're enjoying the process, ask whether they have received or reviewed or they've been showing the property and to whom. Recap on what you want to go over with them at a listing appointment. Yes, set the listing appointment. They're already committed to you. They already built a rapport with you. They already trust you. And now they're telling you, I want to sell. This is not the time to show more facts and more information and bombard it with a lot of stuff. No, set the listing appointment and get them to a closing. Ideally, the objective of this phase 3 and understanding is that you want to schedule a listing appointment as soon as possible at this phase. So if the seller are visibly frustrated with the process, because by this point, they are, and have not yet sold, that's why they're frustrated, they trust and they have a rapport with you already. So it's time to get that listing closed. It's time to get that listing contract and run and to start doing your advertising and everything else. Now, some ideas thinking outside the box, okay? When you go over those 3 phases and how to build rapport, figure out who you are in all this equation. Figure out who you are as an agent. Okay, and let's put me as an example. Dailan, who is Dailan? And I gotta figure out who I am in that equation. What role do I play? How do I want them to know who I am? And that not going after for sale by owners, getting leads. Okay, getting people to trust you and building that brand for your area. So last week when we talked about setting up your areas, area A and area B, the purpose of that is for people know who you are and they come to you. So when they go ahead and list for sale by owner and now they hear your name, they're somewhat familiar with you. So your branding goes in hand with this type of strategy. Right. So you don't have to go through all 3 phases. You can probably start on phase 2 for that matter, or maybe go to phase 3, hopefully. But you got to build that brand. That's why it's very important that moving forward, you pick your areas, area A, area B. If you remember, area A was around the office. I mean, you can do it however you want, but around your office. Area B was somewhere a little bit further away. But one of the suggestions is pick something that's around your home. Pick an area that you're familiar with. And if you pick an area that you know it has high volumes and you like the type of properties and stuff like that, then that's the area you want to get to know the most. So pick your areas and start understanding the 3 phases of working with for sale by owner leads. What is it that they think, how they think, and why they feel that way, and try to go through them. And also, when you're going through this, figure out what defines you. Again, this is me, what defines me. Okay, how can I build my brand? Sometimes it doesn't have to be real estate. I was talking to an agent this morning, and she loves art, okay, and painting and home staging. That's what defines her. Her friends, everybody knows her because of that. So it could be the name of the person that you're as an agent and what defines you. In her case is art and home staging. So that's something that she can offer for sale by owner. Tips on home staging. How can you sell your home faster if you do this X, Y, and Z to your property? Build your brand. Define who you are. So you're not salesy anymore. Now you're bringing in tips and strategies and valuable information that you can provide them, other than how's the market and how much properties are selling for, because they can get that from everybody else. So provide something of value to them that only you can. So figure that out. And I'll leave that as a homework. So next week, and maybe next week throughout the week, we can talk about it, things that you are implementing already to get more listings. But figure that out. Who you are, what defines you, and that's your brand. And let's put that together and let's go after getting more leads. So that's what I wanted to share with you this afternoon. Part 3 of For Sale by Owner, qualifying your leads. And stay tuned for our next one. Next Friday, we're going to be talking about all the strategies that you can implement to get more listings. Again, For Sale by Owner is the long hanging fruit. Knowing how to work with them, understanding them, you'll be able to succeed at this type of niche. Again, I love it. I highly encourage you to understanding this type of lead generation. And as far as sellers, and the other one that we have covered and we will go into more detail is the expired listings. But for now, let's concentrate on For Sale by Owners, because although they don't have a sign in front of the yard, that doesn't mean that they're not interested in selling. So build your brand and go after the For Sale by Owners, pick your areas and give me your feedback. Talk to me, give me a call here at the office, call me, email me, just reach out. I would love to hear your feedback. What are you guys implementing? What are you using? Or if you want to start implementing these strategies, I'm more than willing to work with you on this. We want you to succeed. Friends, so for those of you with Broker Nation Real Estate, just some announcements. Next week on Tuesday, we're having our monthly meeting. Is that correct, Steve?
That is correct. I'm going to put the direct link in the chat where you can go and register an RSVP for that. But it's going to be, we usually do it on Wednesdays, Daylon, and this time we're doing it on Tuesday. Some people have asked me, why Tuesday? We always do it on Wednesday. We're used to that, but it's just a scheduling thing, and it's going to be on Tuesday, this Tuesday coming up, our monthly meeting. Always a lot of good information in there. So make sure you guys block your time for that, Broker Nation agents.
So it's Tuesday at 10:30. It's going to be live in person at the North Miami office. So we encourage you, all of you, even if you're not with Broker Nation Real Estate, but you've been attending this training, you want to know more about the company, you want to know more about the team, the culture, what defines Broker Nation Real Estate, and what can Broker Nation do for you as a real estate agent and your business. Join us this coming Tuesday at 10:30 in the North Miami office. So you can look it up, or you can go ahead and Steve just put the link, register for the training, you'll get an invitation. And for those of you that cannot attend, there's also a Zoom link that will be sent out to you. So make sure you register so we can send you your Zoom link invitation so you can join the meeting virtually. But we really love to see you. This pandemic has thrown everybody off as far as that personal touch. But again, we're staying safe as much as we can to be able to spend some quality time with the agents, but most importantly, give you tips, advice, information, and let you know what's going on with Broker Nation and where we're heading. So again, go to the link, register, and I look forward to seeing you all, if you can, at the next training. Again, that is Tuesday, June 22nd at 10:30 in the morning in the North Miami office. Stay tuned for our next Mindset Monday, which is on Monday at 10 in the morning. So register for that. Where do they go to register, Steve?
www.brokernation.events. That's .events at the end instead of .com. It's .events. So just easy to remember, brokernation.events.
Excellent. This is a great event. So make sure you register for it. Mindset Monday, start your week strong. Register for our next Real Estate Friday. We're giving more information and tape. Why do you want to register for this stuff? The reason why we ask you to register is because that way we have your email address. And now if we come up with the guide, when we actually print out the guide, when we actually have the guide ready to send it out to everybody, guess who's going to have it? You are. So make sure you register for this event, because even if you cannot attend, you'll be able to get the information sent out to your email, your inbox, for you to enjoy it at any time. Plus, what else will we give them, Steve?
Plus, make sure that you stay in touch, because we have some ebooks, the ultimate guide to becoming a top producing real estate agent. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. I was putting some links in the chat, but I was letting everyone know in the chat, if you check the chat, all of you, please, and you'll see it right there, the ultimate guide to becoming a top producing real estate agent. There's more tips and strategies just like this that you can get for free with the free download to get the soft copy, or you can get a hard copy by coming into the office, right, Daylon?
Yeah, that's correct. Also, if by you register for all of our events, at the end of each training, like Steve said at the beginning, these trainings and events are being recorded for quality and training purposes, and that's exactly what it's for. So if you missed any point, if you missed anything or any past trainings or any information that you didn't write down or you want to implement or you want to listen it again, please, reach out to Steve, myself, and we're more than happy to send you the recording because that's being recorded just for you, for quality, and also for we can make better trainings, but for training purposes. So you're a better train agent. So make sure that you can reach out to us, Steve or myself, and you can get the recording for this type of trainings. With that said, my friends, thank you so much for joining us today for Real Estate Friday. I hope you're implementing this strategy. So if you have any ideas and stuff that you say, hey, you know what, I want to learn a little bit more of this, feel free to reach out to us, give us your feedback, and we're here to help you. Now, if you want to learn more about the company and what we have to offer, where do you go, Steve? One more time.
Go to joinbrokernation.net. I put the link in the chat for that also. If you are not a Broker Nation agent and you're interested in joining us, you're interested in learning more about what we do, about why so many Miami realtors are joining us now, go to joinbrokernation.net and you'll learn all about us.
All right, my friend. Thank you, Steve, so much for the info. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Go qualify some for sale by owner leads and give me your feedback next week if you can. Unmute yourself, say something, say bye, or get us on camera. Just want to tell you guys have a safe weekend.
Unmute, turn your camera on, and wish everyone a great weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a great
Bye, yes,
weekend. Happy
sir.
Father's Day, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
happy
Enjoy,
Father's
everybody.
Day.
Yes,
Appreciate that.
fathers, welcome.
All right.
Happy Father's Day.
Bye, guys.
Enjoy, everybody. Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye.